The woman I'd grown up with, my sworn cultivation partner, stabbed me and stole my inner core to save the man she truly loved. She said, with a chilling indifference, "Senior brother, you can live as a mortal without your inner core. But Fang, he'll die." But she forgot. Without my inner core, I would die, too. The cultivation world believed that Fairy Feng Lin and I were deeply in love. After all, we had been betrothed since youth, and we'd endured trials of life and death to become Tao companions. But who could know that she had already murdered her husband to prove her Tao? Now, I am nothing more than a wisp of a soul, forced to trail behind my romantic rival. It's utterly humiliating. That day, I was on the verge of breaking through to the nascent soul stage. Feng Lin had volunteered to protect me during my tribulation, but at the crucial moment, she struck. The Xianyue sword, a weapon forged from the glacial essence I'd risked my life to retrieve from the desolate chaos wastes, pierced the air and plunged into my core. My dantian was ruined, my inner core ripped away. The very sword I'd braved hell to forge for her now claimed my life. It was a cruel, twisted joke. Blood gushed from my mouth. I gnashed my teeth, demanding to know why. Feng Lin avoided my gaze, her delicate features hardening with a frosty resolve. "Senior brother, I'm sorry. I'll make it up to you later." Behind her, a wave of cultivators emerged, their faces righteous and their swords pointed at me. I always knew this male cultivator was suspicious. Look at the dark energy around him. He deserves to be crippled. Exactly. Thankfully, Fairy Feng Lin saw through him and righteously punished him. One sword strike after another landed on my body, but none could match the agonizing pain in my heart. What a meticulous plan. To steal my inner core, they even fabricated false accusations against me. I collapsed in a pool of my own blood, the clamor around me fading as my eyelids grew heavy, as if weighted with lead. In my blurred vision, a figure arrived, descending like a moonbeam. It was the man Feng Lin embraced tightly. She handed him my inner core. "Fang, quickly refine this. Your injuries can't wait." Her face was etched with such urgency and concern, a look I'd seemingly never seen directed at me. The man, Ji Fang, looked ecstatic, gripping Feng Lin's delicate wrist. "Linner, thank you. We can finally be together forever." This man was Ji Fang, the one Feng Lin truly loved. I, in the end, was no match for him. Feng Lin and he were a match made in heaven. I was merely a supporting character, overlooked and doomed to die. I wanted to ask Feng Lin, if you loved me, why did you string me along, only to destroy me? Seeing the shy blush on Feng Lin's face as she looked at Ji Fang, my heart felt as if it were being shredded. Before I closed my eyes, Feng Lin finally turned, offering me an apologetic glance. I seemed to hear her voice. "Senior brother, you have mediocre talent. Without your inner core, you can live as a mortal. Ji Fang can't. He'll die. Since you love me, you must want me to be happy, so I can only ask you to bear this burden." Was I to be sacrificed because of my mediocrity? Without my inner core, I would die too. She forgot. My body had been torn to shreds years ago, protecting her from a demonic beast. My current form was merely a construct sustained by my inner core. No core, no body. Soon, I would disappear. My soul drifted aimlessly, growing fainter, yet unable to enter the cycle of reincarnation. Then, one day, a mechanical voice suddenly sounded. "Greetings, host. I am God becoming System 008, nourished by resentment. This is a necessary process you must endure. Do not despair. When the time is right, I will awaken your bloodline and reconstruct your true form. During this time, you must remain close to Ji Fang. He carries the aura of your inner core, which will protect your soul from dissipating. Rest assured, with me, you will become a god." What was this? My tattered soul trembled as I struggled to process the information from this sudden System 008. Well, I was just a wisp of a soul anyway, with nothing to lose. Real or fake, this system was my only hope. Although following my rival, Ji Fang, was unpleasant, enduring for 49 days to be reborn was a hardship I was willing to bear. After my death, Ji Fang took my place. Feng Lin cultivated with him, fought demonic beasts alongside him, and explored secret realms with him. She spent all her time with him without complaint, even though she'd once said she disliked being clung to. So, was I the one she disliked? I couldn't see a shred of lingering affection or regret in Feng Lin. When she looked at Ji Fang, her eyes sparkled with admiration and longing, and she blushed. It was unlike the calm indifference she always showed me. So, this was what it truly meant to love someone. My heart felt heavy and constricted. Could a soul even feel pain? I remembered Feng Lin asking me a few days before she stole my core. Senior brother, for me, would you be willing to give me half of your inner core? She smiled, a rare sight, the dimples on her cheeks appearing and disappearing, enchanting. I refused, because I loved her. If I lost my inner core, how could I protect her? Unfortunately, I was being overly sentimental. She didn't want my protection. It was unrequited love. I was originally a child from a small mountain village, taken in by a reclusive cultivator and brought to a hidden spiritual mountain. Feng Lin was my master's daughter, beautiful and possessing a rare single ice spirit root, making her exceptionally talented. While I only had 3 spirit roots, making me mediocre, my constitution was special. My inner core had the ability to repair meridians and reconstruct flesh. She was the second person, after my master, to show me kindness. Years of being together led me to fall in love with her. In her youth, she loved to act spoiled, to be lazy, and to play pranks. Though pampered, she had a pure heart. When my master betrothed us, she didn't refuse. I was ecstatic. Feng Lin knew of my affection for her. She neither refused nor confessed, and I mistook it for acceptance. We went down the mountain to gain experience, making a name for ourselves in the cultivation world. Later, during a secret realm expedition, she met Fang, a man with an aura of pure light. A scion of a cultivation family, his background was naturally incomparable to my humble origins. It was love at first sight for Feng Lin. For the first time, I saw the expression of a girl in love on her face. They exchanged communication methods and planned to travel and hunt together. I followed behind them, feeling like a third wheel. She was blind to my kindness. Her smiles were no longer for me. I received only coldness and distance. She forgot that I was the man betrothed to her. I urged her to reconsider, but she accused me of being selfish, of hindering her pursuit of love. It hurt, but I respected her choice. Until later, when I learned that Fang's family had arranged a marriage for him with a prodigy from another sect. Feng Lin, though reluctant, had to give up. I thought my chance had come. But the cultivation world changed in an instant. Fang's family fell, his betrothed broke off the engagement, and Fang suffered severe injuries during a trial, damaging his foundation. Feng Lin panicked. Her love for Fang resurfaced. My inner core became their lifeline. Bitterness and anger churned within me, refusing to dissipate. I wanted to rip open Feng Lin's heart and see why she was so cruel. As if sensing my thoughts, the system spoke. Host, I have granted you a special privilege, the ability to read minds. You may choose one person. Without hesitation, I chose Feng Lin. At that moment, Feng Lin stood alone before a burning alchemy furnace. Beside her, Fang sat cross-legged, cultivating. They were like immortals from a painting, captivating. I heard Feng Lin's inner thoughts. Fang's refinement of senior brother's inner core has left impurities in his body that hinder his cultivation. I must quickly refine the pure spirit pill. Sunlight fell on me, devoid of warmth. I suddenly didn't want to look at her anymore and turned away, but then I heard a clear, beautiful voice. Senior brother, please pass me the dragon spirit grass and the... My soul trembled. I was always the one fetching things for her. She was used to ordering me around. Feng Lin and Fang were also stunned. Fang's face turned slightly green. Feng Lin pursed her lips, annoyed, and then called Fang to assist her. I heard her thoughts again. Why am I thinking of senior brother again? How is he in the mortal realm? He loved me so much. He surely wouldn't blame me. After Fang and I become Dao companions, I will definitely go and see him. See what? My corpse. I was filled with hatred, a burning desire to kill them both. Fang's eyes darkened slightly, but a gentle smile appeared on his jade-like face as he changed the subject. Liner, the unfallen secret realm will open tomorrow. It's filled with countless opportunities. Let's go together. I will protect you. Feng Lin nestled contentedly in Fang's arms, like divine lovers. Protect her? Every time we went on an expedition, it was I who charged ahead to protect them. I was truly enraged. The feeling of having something stuck in my throat was unbearable. Soon, the day of the secret realm's opening arrived. Disciples from various sects had come, all seeking the treasures within, leading to fierce competition. Feng Lin had several bloody wounds, yet she still fought fiercely to protect Fang, while he gathered spiritual herbs. I couldn't help but frown. Every time I was injured protecting them, my internal organs damaged. Ji Fang would only suffer minor injuries, yet Feng Lin would shield him. She was always so biased. Just as I snapped back to reality, I saw Feng Lin and Ji Fang fall into a cave, immediately captivated by the scene before them. Inside a treasure cauldron covered in ice crystals, a young Xianbing phoenix egg floated. The shell was already cracked, the hatchling half revealed, its body glistening and surrounded by a silvery mist that radiated a bone-chilling cold. This was a 10,000-year rare, heaven-grade spirit beast, and it was perfectly suited to Feng Lin's ice attribute. If she contracted it, her power would double, I thought. Feng Lin's face was filled with anticipation as she instinctively reached out to touch the spirit beast egg. Suddenly, a slender hand reached out and grasped Feng Lin's wrist. "Linner, it might be a trap. Let me collect it for you. After we leave the secret realm, I'll protect you while you form the contract, okay?" Ji Fang's tone was gentle and natural, but his expression was inscrutable. I sneered. This man was truly cunning. This is the good man you longed for, unwilling to even give you the good things. Feng Lin's face stiffened, her delicate eyebrows furrowing slightly. After a moment of hesitation, she said, "Okay." She said okay, but her thoughts revealed. This place is so quiet. I could have contracted it here and increased our combat strength. Why won't Fang let me? When senior brother was here, he always gave me the good things immediately. Never mind, Fang must have his reasons. I scoffed. Feng Lin always made excuses for Ji Fang. The first time I participated in a Cultivation World competition, I won first place. The prize was a 10,000-year-old soul-gathering grass, which could be refined into a heaven-grade elixir. But she immediately gave it to Ji Fang. She even had the audacity to say, "Senior brother, fight a few more matches, please. I want to give more to Fang. He'll be so happy." She couldn't see my broken bones, my bleeding back, my shattered sword. She just took my glory and ran into that man's arms. When I refused, she frowned and accused me of being petty. "Senior brother, why are you jealous of Fang? You're being so small-minded. You're supposed to be a grown man." She always thought of Ji Fang, eagerly offering him every advantage. Indeed, Feng Lin suppressed her doubts, adjusted her emotions, and put on a faint smile. Ji Fang reached out and affectionately stroked Feng Lin's hair, his other hand reaching into his storage bag, touching the chilling cold, a faint smile curving his lips. I figured that this Xianbing wouldn't be going to Feng Lin. The two quickly left the cave, only to run into unexpected people. A booming male voice suddenly rang out. "Yo, isn't this Linger's former fiancé? Weren't you crippled? Why are you even in the secret realm? Are you looking to die? Linger, look. That female cultivator beside him looks so much like you." The newcomers were a group of cultivators wearing sect uniforms. The leading female cultivator wore a snow-white dress, ethereal and beautiful, her dark eyes sparkling like stars. She had a different aura from Feng Lin, but their appearances were strikingly similar. Especially their eyes, except this female cultivator had a red dot between her eyebrows, making her even more refined. Ji Fang's former fiancé, Shangwan Ling, the prodigy of the Shangqing sect. The one speaking was the male cultivator beside her, his face displaying arrogant mockery. Ji Fang froze, his gaze subtly sweeping over Shangwan Ling. I crossed my legs, sitting on a chair conjured by the system, ready to enjoy the show. Shangwan Ling raised an eyebrow but didn't speak. The disciples behind her had already started talking. Ji Fang was dumped by our senior sister, and now he's with this woman who looks like her. He must still be hung up on our senior sister. He must be using this female cultivator as a substitute. But not just any random person can compare to our senior sister. You guys are out of the loop. This female cultivator is the famous fairy Feng Lin, who righteously crippled her demonic Dao companion. TSK, impressive. The voices were neither loud nor soft, just enough to reach Feng Lin and Ji Fang's ears. Their expressions changed repeatedly. Feng Lin had never suffered such humiliation. Her eyes filled with tears as she looked at Ji Fang, demanding an explanation. Her thoughts. Why does this woman look so much like me? Why is Fang staring at her? Ji Fang's usually handsome face darkened, his knuckles cracking. "Let's go." He offered no explanation, simply wrapping an arm around Feng Lin's waist and attempting to fly away on his sword. "Why are we leaving? Explain to them. I'm the one you love." Feng Lin was also angry, refusing to budge. What a fool, I sighed inwardly. After a moment of stalemate, a female voice interrupted their entanglement. Since you don't want to leave, then don't. Hand over your storage bags. Shangguan Ling flashed forward, blocking their path, the tip of her sword lifting Feng Lin's chin, her eyes filled with provocation. Feng Lin wasn't one to back down. She immediately summoned the Xianyue sword, and the two engaged in a fierce battle. Unfortunately, after a few exchanges, Feng Lin was defeated. Shangguan Ling flicked the Xianyue sword with her fingers and glanced at it. The sword is good, but the person, not necessarily. Feng Lin, enraged, counterattacked. Ji Fang stepped in front of her, scolding. Enough, Feng Lin. Give them your storage bag. We're leaving. Feng Lin looked up abruptly, staring at Ji Fang in disbelief. What did you say? I was also shocked. Ji Fang was such a coward, giving up without a fight. Ji Fang's face was grim as he snatched the storage bag from Feng Lin's waist and tossed it to the disciples. I was so furious I wanted to vomit blood. Feng Lin's storage bag contained almost all the treasures I'd acquired for her. It hurt. I floated to Ji Fang and, with my ethereal hands, slapped him hundreds of times. The system cheered me on. The Shangqing sect disciples left, their faces full of scorn. Feng Lin's face was as black as the bottom of a pot, her voice trembling with sobs. What's your relationship with that woman now? The treasures in that storage bag were all found for me by my senior brother. How could you give them away so easily? I was exasperated. What was the use of saying that now? Where was this outrage before? Ji Fang's expression changed abruptly, and he immediately pulled Feng Lin into his embrace, comforting her. Don't worry, you're the only one I love. In the future, I'll find even more treasures for you. I just did what was necessary. You know my injuries haven't fully healed. If I fought, I would have been hurt, and I didn't want you to worry. What a smooth-talking scoundrel. I even wished, maliciously, that Feng Lin would be abandoned by this man, so she would realize the mistake she'd made. Feng Lin wrapped her arms around Ji Fang's waist, pressing her head against his chest. I believe you. Don't let me down. Her thoughts. Fang is right. No amount of treasure is worth more than him. It wouldn't do for him to get injured. But before, it was always senior brother protecting me. Ji Fang is ultimately different from senior brother. I should be more considerate of him. How could I not be angry? I treated her like a jewel. How could I tolerate others bullying her? Even if I couldn't win, I would have fought to defend her honor. And she would always stand aside, occasionally cheering me on, distracting me. I asked her why she didn't help. She laughed and said that if I was injured, senior brother would be heartbroken. Anyway, senior brother healed quickly, so it was no big deal. What a ridiculous reason. Now, that same reason was being used on herself. At that time, she was clearly chatting with Ji Fang, discussing interesting things from all over. Chatting was more important than me, the injured one. The more I thought about it, the more frustrated I became. Unfortunately, Feng Lin had already been completely soothed by Ji Fang. After they returned, the spirit beast was also taken by Ji Fang, using various excuses. 2 weeks later, the two began discussing their marriage. 20 days remained until my body's reconstruction. My soul had become much more solid, and the system allowed me to leave Ji Fang's side. The knot in my heart had also loosened somewhat. Feng Lin finally remembered me. Without informing Ji Fang, she flew to the mortal realm on her sword. I heard her thoughts again. Didn't Ji Fang arrange for senior brother to be in Shuyin Town? Why can't I sense his aura? Senior brother is so disobedient, making it hard for me to find him. Can't he just stay put? TSK, I was truly speechless. How was I, a person without even a corpse, supposed to stay put? Feng Lin frowned, muttering to herself, and then left. Not finding me seemed to have no effect on her. I was probably just an insignificant person in her heart. She always used to complain that I was annoying. Perhaps I was her burden. Recently, Ji Fang had been very busy, often having to deal with family affairs. Feng Lin was left alone, bored out of her mind. Before, I had always accompanied her, and then Ji Fang. She rarely had time to herself. However, Ji Fang did bring back many treasures, which pleased Feng Lin. She was completely charmed by his sweet words. It was too much to bear. I thought their wedding was imminent. Until one day, Ji Fang returned, reeking of alcohol. Linger, he slurred, his eyes barely open, embracing and kissing Feng Lin. Feng Lin frowned and pushed him away, uncomfortable with such intimacy. Ji Fang angrily grabbed Feng Lin. Why do you look down on me? Why? Linger, let's dual cultivate, okay? Feng Lin was confused. When did I ever look down on Ji Fang? What is he talking about? Feng Lin looked conflicted, seemingly unwilling to argue with the drunken Ji Fang. She turned to leave. Ji Fang wrapped his arms around her from behind, his voice full of affection. I found the Ximbing Phoenix for you. Why won't you marry me? Are you still angry with me? Both Feng Lin and I were shocked. What did that mean? I instantly understood. But Feng Lin suppressed her displeasure and forced a smile. Especially for me? Look at me. Who am I? Ji Fang seemed to sober up, his eyes darting away from Feng Lin. He stammered. Linner, I'm sorry, I had too much to drink. I was planning to give you the Ximbing Phoenix as our engagement gift. You're the only one in my heart. I had to admire his eloquence. Lies flowed from his lips effortlessly. Feng Lin's face was expressionless, but her thoughts revealed. He's lying. Senior brother said that a liar's eyes will avoid direct contact. Why is he lying to me? Does he really love me? Senior brother never lied to me. That was true. I would never have dared to deceive her. I was completely honest with her. Because she once said, Senior brother, I like your honesty. It makes me feel safe. But now, the man she loved was deceiving her. I thought Feng Lin would explode, yell, and leave. But her lowered face revealed embarrassment, and when she looked up, she instantly displayed a charming smile. She tilted her head, allowing Ji Fang's kiss to fall on her lips. I was stunned. I hadn't expected Feng Lin to surrender herself so easily. Their figures gradually overlapped, red silks billowing, a scene of passionate entanglement. At the height of their passion, I saw Feng Lin endure intense pain, tears falling from the corners of her eyes. I must not regret this. That was her inner voice. She truly loved him. Even now, she still wanted to be with him. It felt as if something was being ripped from my heart. The sky was devoid of starlight, a heavy gloom pressing down, making it hard to breathe. The howling wind mocked my pathetic state. After that night, my desire for rebirth intensified. I constantly urged the system to reconstruct my body as soon as possible, so I could leave this couple behind. And after obtaining Feng Lin, Ji Fang still didn't give her the Ximbing Phoenix. Feng Lin had asked for it, but without success. She didn't seem as upset as I'd imagined, just listless. I didn't understand. Wasn't Ji Fang the man of her dreams? What more could she want? Perhaps she had realized that Ji Fang's feelings for her were not genuine, or maybe he'd been spending less time with her lately. Recently, Ji Fang had been increasingly busy with family affairs, returning less and less often. I heard that Ji Fang was representing his family in a trial in the cultivation world, a mission to slay demons in the blood abyss. I also heard that the first prize was a heaven-grade elixir that could make a woman's appearance eternally beautiful and youthful. He didn't give that elixir to Feng Lin. He was also accepted as the final disciple of the Supreme Master Wuji of the Shangqing sect, his fame spreading far and wide. Later, rumors spread within Ji Fang's clan that he was entangled with a female disciple of the Shangqing sect, rekindling an old flame. Feng Lin went to find Ji Fang several times, but to no avail. I thought Feng Lin would be sad, but she seemed quite calm. She seemed to have matured, no longer wearing her emotions on her sleeve. I was a little disappointed. I wanted her to feel heartbroken. Until Ji Fang returned again, bringing news. He was getting married. Not to Feng Lin, but to Shang Wanling. The clan was filled with joy, preparing everything. Feng Lin just sat there, numb. I couldn't hear her thoughts. The system explained that it was because it had been working hard to reconstruct my body, consuming too much energy, causing the mind-reading ability to temporarily fail. Feng Lin sat like that for 3 days. Then, she suddenly ran to the mortal realm to find me. But of course, there was no trace of me. Again and again, although disappointed, she seemed to enjoy it. She had a lot of inner thoughts lately, often mentioning me. I kind of missed the time with Senior Brother on Hidden Mountain. Where is Senior Brother? Is he deliberately avoiding me, resenting me? If Senior Brother were here, he would definitely be making me laugh right now. If Senior Brother saw me now, he would surely laugh at me. It became so annoying that I blocked it out. With only 3 days left until my rebirth, my master sent a message to Feng Lin. Feng Lin, I was only gone for a short time. How did Yuan Qi's soul lamp extinguish? I'm at Hidden Mountain. Return immediately. I saw Feng Lin's breath hitch. Without even packing, she immediately flew off on her sword. I finally heard her thoughts. Senior Brother is clearly still alive. Father must be lying to me. Having your inner core removed won't kill you. Even though she thought this, her brow furrowed even deeper. Upon landing on Hidden Mountain, she saw a white-haired, Taoist-robed old man standing solemnly before the bamboo hut. My throat tightened. Master. I wanted to hug this old man with the white beard, but I couldn't. I had lost my parents as a child, and I was timid and insecure. He raised me. Although he was always strict, he was like a father to me. Father, senior brother isn't dead. Don't talk nonsense. Feng Lin's voice trembled as she spoke, her fists clenched. Master reached out, and an ancient bronze lamp materialized in his palm. My name, Yuan Shi, was engraved on it. The lamp's wick was extinguished. This lamp is the 9 Revolutions soul lamp I specially crafted for Yuan Shi. Body dead, lamp extinguished. It has always been kept in my bamboo hut. Master's slightly clouded eyes seemed to redden. I only went to visit a friend in the boundless sea. How could Yuan Shi have died? He was at least a golden core cultivator. It shouldn't have happened. Disciple, I was too late. I couldn't help but sigh, saddened to see Master grieve. Feng Lin was like a statue, completely frozen, muttering. Impossible. Senior brother must be colluding with father to trick me, to punish me for my willfulness. I only took senior brother's inner core. He couldn't have died. He was clearly fine in the mortal realm. Master's eyes sharpened, and he roared. Wicked girl, what are you saying? You took Yuan Shi's inner core? Are you insane? A wicked fate. My poor disciple. Master's whisk struck Feng Lin. She knelt, silently enduring the lashes of spiritual power. Master struck her for a long time, perhaps tiring, and sighed, covering his face with his wide sleeve. I knew he was grieving. I floated to Master's side, wanting to tug on his beard and tell him that in a few days, I would be alive again. Father, don't try to trick me, I won't believe it. Feng Lin refused to believe it, trying to stand up, but she collapsed. Her elaborate hairstyle was now a mess, her once delicate face like shattered porcelain, her eyes vacant and dazed. I watched her coldly. It was so fake. She was a better actress than anyone on the stage. Who was she putting on this show for? To excuse herself? Master's face was filled with pain, his gaze like a knife as he looked at Feng Lin. I don't have a daughter who would murder her husband and brother. Leave. Our relationship is over. No. Father, you forgot. Senior brother is immortal. How could he have died? Feng Lin shook her head frantically, arguing. I saw her eyes redden instantly, her body trembling as if suppressing something. Master turned away, covering his face and laughing bitterly. Years ago, to save you, Yuan Shi's body was destroyed. He survived only because of his inner core. Without his inner core, how could he live? He loved you more than his own life. I've seen his sacrifices for you all these years. I thought your betrothal was the best arrangement, but I was wrong. Master swayed, then sat heavily on a stone stool, filled with regret. Feng Lin's expression became extremely flustered. Senior brother's body was destroyed? How could I not know? Then, her voice choked, but she said with certainty, I don't believe senior brother is dead. He said he would always protect me. He never lied. I took senior brother's inner core only to save Ji Fang. If he hadn't saved me from the Phantom Valley, I would have died long ago. I just wanted to repay his kindness. She started to lose control, a far cry from her usual composure. Master was shocked, and so was I. When did Ji Fang ever save her? What nonsense are you talking about? Did Ji Fang tell you he saved you? Master pounded his chest in frustration, pointing at Feng Lin angrily. How could I have raised such a stupid daughter? It was Yuan Shi who saved you. He almost died for you. You, for an outsider, took your senior brother's inner core. How can he rest in peace? Do you even have a heart? Feng Lin's emotions gradually crumbled, her tightly pursed lips trembling, her eyes wide. I was stunned. Phantom Valley? I shook my head, trying to dredge up the memory. Having lost my body for so long, some things weren't as clear. But I had some recollection of the Phantom Valley expedition. At that time, we were a trio. Ji Fang was with us. Phantom Valley was treacherous, filled with poisonous fog, high-level demonic beasts, and intelligent insect plants. Once you entered the mist, it was easy to fall into illusions, making it extremely difficult to escape. Ji Fang volunteered to lead, eagerly showing off in front of Feng Lin. At a crossroads, Ji Fang ignored my advice and chose the wrong path. We entered a forest of poisonous miasma. Inside, the 9-tailed ring snake was a late nascent soul stage beast, incredibly powerful. Our cultivation levels were no match for the powerful demonic beast. Feng Lin was struck by the snake's venom and fainted, nearly becoming the snake's meal. To help Feng Lin escape, My body was torn apart by the snake. I finally used a forbidden technique, sacrificing my essence blood and 100 years of my lifespan to barely escape. And Ji Fang had already used his mustard seed space to escape. After that, my consciousness gradually faded. I only knew that my inner core was constantly circulating spiritual power, constantly reconstructing my body. Then, I don't remember much, only that I woke up on Hidden Mountain. Later, Master scolded me for risking my life and forbade me from doing it again. I was the one who saved her. I once told her, jokingly, afraid she would worry, but she was so focused on Ji Fang that she didn't even hear my words. Feng Lin already had feelings for Ji Fang. Saving her was just an excuse for her to fall in love with him without guilt. Even if it wasn't this, it would have been something else. The outcome would have been the same. Otherwise, how could she have given herself to Ji Fang even knowing his feelings for her were questionable? I didn't have her talent. To keep up with her, to protect her, I cultivated constantly, just because I was her senior brother, her Tao companion. It was all in vain. Perhaps I wasn't worthy of being loved. How sad. At this point, Feng Lin was thunderstruck, unable to recover for a long time, her face turning pale, as if drained of blood. I no longer cared what she was thinking. Master swept his whisk, sending a wave of spiritual energy at Feng Lin. The Xianyue sword appeared and plunged into the ground in front of Feng Lin, glinting coldly in the sunlight. Master pointed at the sword and smiled bitterly. This sword, Yuan Qi gave it to you. He secretly forged it for 3 months, working tirelessly to finish it in time for your birthday. The materials for this sword were incredibly rare. Even I wouldn't dare to venture into that desolate land, but he stubbornly braved it for you. He said, as long as his junior sister was happy, he would even dare Tijbing into the underworld. Did you ever see the scars he bore from risking his life for you? Did you ever turn around and see how he rejoiced for you, how he grieved for you? His love for you was always in his actions, but he never spoke of it. This was the first time I'd seen Master speak so much at once. He was usually calm, rarely showing emotion. His words struck me deeply. Even Master knew, but she didn't. Or rather, she knew but took it for granted. I really wanted to tell Master to stop. These were all painful memories for me now. I looked up at Feng Lin. She still looked dazed. Master sighed, placing the extinguished soul lamp on the stone table, then disappeared, leaving Feng Lin alone. Hidden Mountain was as silent as a stagnant pool, suffocating. Feng Lin collapsed to the ground, trembling fingers touching the Xianyue sword. The sword, sensing its master's call, hummed and vibrated. Her hand moved from the hilt to the blade, finally seeing the inscription I'd carved 20 years ago. For one person, to live with her. This phrase is quite difficult to translate directly. Fights feast implies a deep, tangled, often painful and longing love. A more evocative translation might be, for one, a love that consumes. Feng Lin's reddened eyes widened, filled with regret and remorse, tears falling down her pale cheeks. She clutched the sword hilt to her chest, curling up, silently sobbing, emitting a low moan. Senior brother, I was wrong. Come back, please. I watched her coldly, finding it ironic. Everyone was dead. Was she mourning me now? Honestly, she looked terrible. I thought, I must have sinned in my past life to suffer such a calamity in this one. Feng Lin suddenly stumbled to her feet, carefully placing my soul lamp in her arms, and slowly spoke. Senior brother, wait for me. I was startled. Then, Feng Lin, her eyes resolute, flew off on her sword. I followed her to Ji Fang's family estate. The Ji family was decorated with red silk and brocade, pavilions, flowing water, and winding paths, showcasing their meticulous preparations. Ji Fang, the groom, stood before a mirror, his face overflowing with smug satisfaction. Feng Lin flashed into the pavilion, her sword sweeping towards Ji Fang's dantian. Where did you arrange for my senior brother to be? Didn't you say you had a secret method to keep him alive? You lied to me. Feng Lin's face was grim, her voice biting. Ji Fang dodged, a mocking smile on his lips. So you know. What a fool. Your senior brother has long since turned to ashes. Today is my wedding with Linger. If you leave now, I might spare your dog life. Feng Lin's beautiful face twisted with rage. You never loved me. Saving me was a lie. Seeing this dog-eat-dog show, I found it rather amusing. Ji Fang's gaze was as cold as a viper's. Since you know, I might as well tell you. You were nothing more than a substitute for Linger, a plaything. He began to laugh wildly. Who knew you were so stupid to actually remove your senior brother's inner core for me? I truly feel sorry for your good senior brother. He died so pitifully, still clutching a wooden statue of you. TSK, TSK, TSK. Feng Lin's face was filled with pain, her chest heaving, the hatred in her eyes deepening. You deserve to die? I'll make you pay for his life. I didn't force you to remove his inner core, Ji Fang said coldly, unfazed. Honestly, I've never seen a man like him, his heart filled only with you. In this cultivation world, who isn't living for themselves? He sneered. He was even more foolish than you. Don't you dare talk about him. You have no right. Feng Lin's hand gripping the sword turned white, her beautiful eyes looking like they wanted to tear Ji Fang apart. Ji Fang's eyes were filled with smugness. He licked his lips as if savoring something. He was a fool. To be your Dao companion and not even claim you. It's unheard of. I was speechless. It sounded like he was implying I wasn't capable. At the time, Feng Lin was quite resistant. I didn't want to force her, so I hesitated. Who knew Ji Fang, that villain, would steal the prize? Feng Lin suddenly became violent, her eyes bloodshot, screaming, spiritual energy surging wildly from her body towards Ji Fang. The two instantly began to fight. Unfortunately, Feng Lin, only at the early nascent soul stage, was defeated, her body crashing to the ground with a thud. It was truly spectacular. I even wanted to applaud. I was even more curious. How much affection did Feng Lin have left for him? Feng Lin, using her sword to prop herself up, coughed violently, spitting out blood, but she smiled, a heartbreakingly beautiful smile. I was wrong to harm senior brother, but you won't escape either. The day we duel cultivated, I became suspicious of you. My poison glue is in your body. You will die. Saying this, she formed hand seals, chanting, an invisible force binding Ji Fang. Ji Fang's eyes widened in horror, his body swelling, veins bulging, as if insects were crawling beneath his skin, terrifying. In an instant, Ji Fang, in terror, his body rapidly shrinking, blood gushing from his mouth. He wanted to struggle, to call out. He hadn't expected to be plotted against by Feng Lin. He died. This poison goo, I gave it to Feng Lin for self-defense. I hadn't expected it to be used today. Feng Lin dragged her sword and plunged it into Ji Fang's abdomen. Stirring it around, an inner core fell out. Feng Lin quickly picked it up and held it tightly. She trembled, crouching for a long time. I couldn't see her face, only hearing her suppressed sobs. This was the first time I'd seen her cry so miserably. Was it guilt? For me, or for Ji Fang? The man she loved was killed by her hand. The man she didn't love was also killed by her hand. But I didn't like Ji Fang, so it was good that he died. I heard Feng Lin's sobbing voice, as if talking to herself. Senior brother, I avenged you. I took back the inner core. Forgive me, please. You said, no matter what I did wrong, you would unconditionally forgive me. You said, as long as I turned around, you would always be there. I saw Feng Lin suddenly turn around, her gaze changing from expectant to dazed and helpless. I was actually standing behind her, but she couldn't see me. Before, she couldn't see me. After death, it was the same. After a long time, Feng Lin stood up numbly, straightening her hair in front of a bronze mirror. Then, avoiding Ji Fang's family, she flew towards the mortal realm. The sudden death of my enemy was satisfying. It was just a little regrettable that Ji Fang didn't take Feng Lin with him. At this point, only half a day remained until my rebirth. I followed behind Feng Lin. Her speed was too fast. I felt like my soul was about to be blown away. The wind in the clouds was so cold. I felt like water droplets were sliding down my cheeks. But when I touched my face, there was nothing. Finally, Feng Lin reached the mortal realm. She searched repeatedly, just like before. Seeing someone who resembled me, she would grab them excitedly, calling them senior brother. But those people would curse her, calling her crazy. She didn't get angry, continuing to grab and shout in the crowd. I thought she was probably insane. Feng Lin searched the mortal realm for a long time, finally giving up, stumbling back to the place where we had grown up, Hidden Mountain. The once immortal Hidden Mountain seemed to have fallen into silence, devoid of life. Master was gone. Only a few bamboo huts remained, solitary and desolate. Feng Lin fell to the ground, breathless. The Xianyue sword fell beside her. She covered her face with her hands, and I saw water droplets seeping from between her fingers, more and more. A thick fog formed over Hidden Mountain, and thunder rumbled in the distance. It was raining. I had lived on Hidden Mountain for so many years, and it had never rained. This was the first time. The rain grew heavier, and Feng Lin was instantly soaked, looking utterly wretched. Her emotions finally broke, and she screamed my name, telling me her feelings over and over again. Senior brother, I was really wrong. Why did it take me so long to recognize my own heart? I know about your feelings for me, but I always thought our relationship was like family. I thought my feelings for Ji Fong were love, but it was actually gratitude. I was indeed moved by him, but later I realized he wasn't the right person for me. Even when he was about to marry, I didn't feel any sadness. I love you, senior brother. You were just too good to me, making me recklessly squander your affection. I always thought that no matter what I did wrong, you would understand and still love me. Do we still have a future? She pressed her hand to her chest, gasping for breath, like a dying fish. Can I see you one more time? After saying this, her body went limp, falling heavily to the hard ground. Her half-open eyes stared blankly at the sky, filled with a helpless longing. The rain beat down on her fiercely, as if filled with resentment. I watched coldly. Saying all this now was pointless. Everyone was dead. We cultivators could use magic to block out external things. Rain couldn't touch us. Why bother? Deliberately punishing herself? Or was she afraid of going to hell after death? Whether she truly had feelings for me or was driven by guilt, it didn't matter. Seeing Feng Lin's pathetic and desperate state, my heart remained unmoved. I thought Feng Lin would lie there forever, but unexpectedly, she suddenly smiled sweetly. Then, she picked up the Xianyue sword and plunged it into her heart. Her smile froze on her face, her eyes gradually losing focus, seemingly filled with longing and hope. It seemed she was looking in my direction. The blood stained her white robe, blossoming into bewitching blood-red flowers. I heard her last thought. Senior brother, wait for me, okay? Honestly, I was shocked again. Was she planning to haunt me even as a ghost? After a long time, I sighed. Fate was cruel. Since those who harmed me were dead, my revenge was complete. Perhaps it was time to let go. My consciousness gradually blurred and dissipated, my soul drifting further and further away from Feng Lin. The system's notifications sounded in my ear. Rebirth as a god countdown. 3, 2, 1.